want to just share with you some insights about sense. It's the next word in the start, sense, stand, shape, share sequence that I'm going to be sharing with you as time goes by. Now, with sense, it's interesting is that there's the making sense and sense making. And I have come to really appreciate this because when I was younger, I learned about what's called a credibility pause. And it was an opportunity for me to get a sense of what was going on. Now, as I'm after 60, I've come to really appreciate that it's almost as though I'm doing the credibility pause, doing it a little longer. And that got me thinking, okay, a little deeper, looking at the outcome that I wanted to work with. How does that pertain to sense? And this is what I've come to understand. And then I want to share with you another way of looking at it beyond thoughts. So stay tuned for that. Now, sense making. It's about the interpretation of what's available. It's about structuring up what's unfolding in front of you. I'm making sense of it. So here am I walking down the road. So it's down. So sense making, what does that mean for me? Well, I guess there's an up gonna come because I live up on top of the ridge up here. Okay, so it gives me something to work with. There's an interpretation, there's a structure, there's a contribution that's going to happen. So when I look at making sense, it's really about the outcome, it's about clarifying what's happening, and it's about stabilizing what's taking place. Now, I'm going to be writing an article for my Legacent magazine, issue number 8, that's coming out at the end of May. So look for it, and I'll put a link down below to where you can pick up the other issues of Legacent, so you can take a look at them and see what unfolds for you as you read those magazines, because in them are tips and tools and techniques linked to what I'm talking about here from a making sense, sense-making perspective. And so, if you bring making sense and sense-making together, it deepens. That's why from a credibility pause point of view, I'm deepening my awareness, my attention and intention into what's possible here. Now, that's coming at it from a thinking point of view. I'd like to offer to you a reminder that of our senses, there are 5 plus 1. So there is this notion of touch, taste, hear, smell, and see. And you can use those in a lot of different ways and in combinations. I don't think I need to go over those because we certainly know about those. It's that 6th one that some talk about and some, the intuit. And that opens up a whole other array of ways in which to make sense and sense make. And I just want to celebrate that one because, again, in my path along, I've come to really appreciate that one. And did a lot of studies in different ways of looking at that intuitive aspect of living. And if you have questions about that one, that part, drop them down below and I'll certainly get to answer them for you. But the core here is that if you start up something and then you take a look at, okay, I've got a sense, or I've got to get a sense, or I've got to make a sense of what's going on, that really helps you to move into the stand. What do you stand for? And that's why I wanted to bring it forward. And it seems appropriate doing it on a walk. Seems a lot of my work is appropriate doing a walk. So encourage us to continue doing that. So again, just as a reminder, Legacent issue 8 coming out the end of May. There will be an article there that expands on this sense making sense. Oh, I just remembered I've been writing about this start, sense, stand, shape, share over on Substack. So I'm going to put a link down below to the sense making sense article. Now remember, Substack's where I've got my imaginary characters who are involved in a Legacent initiative in a town, an imaginary town. So again, it might strike a chord with you as another way to take a look at learning about sense making and making sense. Your questions down below, they help us to continue to learn. Even if you have thoughts about, can I add this? That's great. Appreciate that. And always and in all ways, take care.